With all of the work and review for most of this week, you should be ready for this test. It's going to be a test on multiplication, but there is also going to be a review of earlier material that you learned. Be very sure that on this test, you have all of your work on the test paper. The space is here on the paper for you to put the work. It should be in your handwriting. You may not use a calculator to check anything. Make sure that you follow the directions in this video and make sure that you send only photographs here, not a paper copy. With that in mind, here are your directions on the video for the test. Number 1 asks you for the prime factorization of 24. There should be some work that you are able to show me how you get to your choice. If your work does not match the answer here that you choose, you will miss a point. Your final answer, whether it's an A, a B, or a C, goes over here on the line. So please do not circle the answer. Make sure you write the letter on this line. Number 2. You don't actually need to use any work to choose your correct answer here. So all you're doing is you're looking at what it asks you for. You are choosing the correct answer and you're putting the letter in this blank. Number 3, the value of 9 to the third power. You need to show your work. So you need to show what you're doing with the 9 and how the 3 is involved, and it will take some work on the paper to get the final answer. This is not something that you can come up with a final digit in your head. The digit then goes here. So it's not enough to write a line of numbers and the operation you will do with them. You must do the operation and get a number that is the answer here in the blank. Number 4 says estimate, which means I do need to see the numbers that you use for your estimate. And the final answer that you get should match the numbers that you use. But if you are using compatible numbers, you must get the answer in your head. We have talked a lot about estimating and how you get an estimate without doing work on the paper. Basic multiplication facts and counting what should go along with that. Your final answer comes up here, but you should show a number times another number and the answer that you get from that. The answer is what goes up on this blank. Number 5, again, asks for an estimate. Here it's multiple choice, but you must show the factors the same way you did back here. You should not do any work on paper when you are getting an estimate. And the factors that you use should match the answer that you put in the blank. You are putting a letter in this blank, either an A, a B, or a C. Number 6, the value of 433 times 18. You need to use this grid. So the ones place will be here. 433, 18. The space is given you to do your figuring. Your final answer should appear in that box. Each part of this is part of the points that you earn for the entire problem. So show all of your work, including if you have to figure out what 8 times 3 and 8 times 4 is. Those can be jotted off to the side here. Number 7, 6 times 10 to the second power. Your answer should be in standard form. I will not explain that because you learned about standard form at the very beginning of the year. You should know what standard form means. If you don't, do your very best to solve this problem anyway. You need to show some work on this one. what exactly is being multiplied, and then your final answer here. Number 8, again, use the grid. 54 times 45. All of your work goes here. The final answer is here. There are many points because you need to show me everything that it takes to solve this problem. Number 9 asks you to do this mentally. So the only thing you want is an answer on that blank. Number 10 is over here. It's 132 times 4. Now, if you are multiplying times a single digit number, you might not need both of these places. You still need to get your final answer to appear down here in this box. Oops, couldn't see that. You still need to get your final answer to appear down here in this box, even if it appears somewhere else as a final answer in the problem. You also need the final answer in this box. Show all of your work. Backside. There are a few story problems. Your work for the story problem goes over here. There's a hint. You will need to multiply some things. The number goes here, but your answer for the story problem then, whatever the number was that you got as your final answer, that goes up here. You also need a label. This number is showing you what? Okay, look back in the problem. Number 13, again, story problem. Do the work over here. Final answer will be here. The number and a label. Go over here on these blanks. 14 is a multiple step story problem. That's why you were to be practicing some of these on the internet links. Antoine is saving money for a vacation. His goal, this is how much he wants, is $250. He has already saved $18 for 11 weeks. The question is not how much has he saved. The question is, okay, once he has saved that much, how much more does he have to save in order to reach his goal? Yes, I want to see your work on this space here. If each digit takes up one box, there is enough of space to do all the work here. When you get a final answer, the number goes here, the digits, the label. What are those digits talking about? Could come along with the number, but maybe a little bit of an explanation afterwards. Under this dark line then, these are the review problems. You should know how to write the value, not the place, just the value of a given digit. You need to compare. Is it larger? Is it less than, greater than, or equal to these two digits? And remember, when you compare with decimals, if there are 3 places after this decimal and 2 places after that decimal, you cannot be sure to be correct unless you do one more step. And I need to see you doing that step. It needs to be written on the paper. Here, you need to write this in standard form. It's now in expanded form. You need it in standard form. Here is a subtraction problem and an addition problem using decimals. This section of the test will be a separate score. All of these are skills that 5th graders in the entire United States are expected to know at the end of 5th grade. You've already been tested on them and you've already gone through the instruction on them, but you need to show that you haven't forgotten them. Again, with this test, make sure that you show all your work on the test, follow these video directions, go back through the video as you take the test if you need to, and send me only a photograph. Make sure I can read the photograph. If things are too blurry, I can't give you points for things that I can't read. Take your time, do your very best. Remember, no calculators. I need to see what you as a 5th grader now have learned so far in math. Thank you.